Hello there. Welcome to this bonus segment of the Odyssey, the Teletubbies' irreverent reimagining of Homer's epic poem. During today's segment, you will have the opportunity to meet the very talented director and cast of the series. My name is Ralph Flores, and I am the programming specialist for theater and performance at the Getty Villa. I will be your host, asking all the burning questions you, our YouTube viewers, will be asking of the cast. It is now my great pleasure to introduce you to the creative genius behind the entire series, the artistic director of the Troubadour Theater Company, Mr. Matt Walker. Yay!
Woo! Woo!
Hey Matt, how are you?
Yeah, the intro.
Well, I guess he gave up.
Turn this on here.
Oh, there you go.
Hello, Matt. How you doing?
Hey, hey, Mike, it's working. Yeah, figure. Oh,
Your mic.
Oh, yeah.
Your mic is.
What is happening? What's happening here, you guys?
Oh my Lord!
What's going on?
Already with the shenanigans.
Oh, Ralph, I'm just beside myself to talk to you, Ralph.
We're so excited to have you here. Hey,
yes.
do us a favor and introduce us to the amazingly talented folk who created this.
I would love to introduce the cast of the ODDYssey. First up, she essayed the roles of Calypso, the beret-wearing suitor, and Penelope's mother, showing off the incredible range that we know she has. And she moved residences during the filming. Yes, she did, because there was no air conditioning at her first place. But here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Chloe Taylor is here. Yes, next up, he's wearing the life preserver because he wants to preserve his life. He played sailors 1 through 4 and is likely undergoing an identity crisis. He also wrote and produced the sailor song in episode 2. Give it up for Dave Wright.
Woo!
Yes, our music man, our transition go-to guy, and the performer who is geographically the furthest away down in Poway, California. We call him the bearded one. Give it up for musical maticus Matt Patrick Davis.
Pow! Way! Pow! Way!
Yes. She played the goddess Aphrodite, typecast, the sultry siren, about 20 different suitors, and she taught herself how to edit during this process so she could post a bunch of social media amazingness. I liked it so much I put a ring on it. Give it up for Miss Suzanne Jolie. He played Poseidon, Hermes or Hermes, yes. Also the chest hair suitor, not to be missed in episodes 4 and 5. He also created most of the special effects for our show. He was a writer, he was a director, he stayed up a lot of late nights, and we could wake up in the morning to see his work. Rick Pattaya is here. He's here, I promise. He's here somewhere.
Oh,
there he is. Yes. She played Miss Athena and Circe the Witch and about 20 suitors, including frat guy, no-neck bow tie guy, the Italian waiter, and a horse. She is the maven of comedy for the Troubadour Theater Company and the Winter Warlock, Miss Beth Kennedy. What an entrance.
What an entrance.
What an entrance, yes. They played the happy couple, Odysseus and Penelope, our hero and heroine, but they're a happy couple in real life, so there wasn't a lot of acting involved. Amazing editors, amazing content creators, Mike and Mandy Faulkner. And finally, he's not on the chat today. He's behind the scenes. I know he's out there listening. Our 10th man. He was our producing editor, Mr. Benjamin Rappaport. Hi, Ben. You're out there somewhere. He'll be the one who recuts this all together and makes it look like something. Yes. And that's it, Ralph.
Well,
10
welcome
people.
one and all. We're so thrilled to have you here today. here, we're going right into this. And let me just say right now, let me apologize if we don't get to your question. We're going to try to, but please don't feel left out. The first question is from someone who's so excited to meet the cast. They want to know, what was your favorite episode and or song from the entire series?
Ooh.
Jump in, anyone.
Maticus, take that one.
Okay, I think my favorite episode was the 5th one because it was jam-packed with stuff. I got to do the recap song that was a compilation of all the previous recap songs, and I got to do that weird song with Matt Walker where I played all these instruments, including a nose hair trimmer, and I think that was a first. So finally, all my nose hair trimmer training paid off.
Manscaping is important.
It's the
Mike
only
and Mandy.
hairs that I've trimmed.
Mike and Mandy, you guys have a favorite song?
Well, we fight because my favorite is Kokomo. It's a Kokomo sound-alike in episode 5, which is one of her most hated songs of all time. So while I was recording, listening to it over and over and mastering it, she was in pain.
Oh my goodness. He was driving me to drink. It was just excruciating. We have a half bottle of vodka for quarantine, COVID, extreme cleaning, and I almost went to it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Also used to keep the costumes fresh.
Yes.
That's good times.
Ricky, what about you?
Oh my
Favorite song?
God. Favorite song? You know, it seems like everybody's picking their own favorite song to do. So I'm going to be different. I'm going to pick somebody else's song. My favorite song of the whole thing was the Cyclops rap, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. I loved it. From, I remember when you played it, I was like, oh, it's awesome, because not only is it a cool little beat, it also tells the story of Cyclops that no one ever knew, because no one really asked, but still. And then the shooting of the video that you did outside was just like, I can't, it blew what little mind I had left, because I grew up in the 80s. It blew that mind out, and I just have nothing left. So
Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate
No
that.
problem.
Don't listen too hard to the songs I wrote, because they all pretty much start the same. I'm a Cyclops, or I'm the Siren, or I'm Aeolus. Like, I like to keep things simple.
Dude, but it's all about but see, that's the thing. You're talking about who you are. So it's an introduction. It's almost like Hamilton.
Yes, thank you.
No, you notice on Hamilton, every song is about something, or maybe I'm thinking about another musical, but still.
Hey, folks,
Ralph?
here's the PSA I have. Be aware that you can move your live captions anywhere on the screen. Apparently, they don't have to live below the screen. So, here's a second question I just got. How did you all rehearse, and was it different than when you filmed your shots for the show? Does that make
Beth,
sense?
why don't you take that one?
All righty, going off mute. Did you say Beth?
Yeah.
Okay, because you call me Beth or BK? It's weird to hear Beth.
I think because I'm feeling formal, because we're all in the same blue t-shirts and it's kind of culty.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off this fan in case it gives some weird stuff. So how we would rehearse, we started off, we were meeting on Zoom, we were gonna rehearse everything, go through scenes, really work out all the minutia and all the little bits and everything, work on our lines, etc. That lasted for about one episode. And then it was basically like, all right, guys, we would meet on Zoom, read the whole script, and then Matt would say, okay, let's take the rest of this rehearsal to just end it and go shoot your stuff and upload it to Dropbox. So what we would do though, then we would pair off a little and I'd say, hey, Ricky, can we, let's you and I hop on Zoom real quick and just work out our scene, or larger scenes, Matt would have us definitely rehearse. It was more than 2 people, but usually if it was 2 people, we would maybe rehearse, or we would just cross our fingers and hope that the direction we were looking is how the editors were going to cut it together and it would work. And a lot of times it didn't work. And you can see the eye lines are all over the place, but it was Zoom and it was okay. And I don't know if it was because it was Zoom, but it was Truby and it was okay. So yes, those were very different things. Shooting and rehearsing, completely different. I think if anyone else wants to add or jump onto that, go for it.
It was interesting to, and I'm sure Mike and Mandy has some of this, but you know, Suzanne and I are in the same domicile. So I'd get all set up and get ready to start shooting. And then I'd hear like the siren song coming from downstairs. Yes.
So here's a question for Homer. Telemachus is a major figure in the first books of the Odyssey. Is Homer upset that this character never appeared?
You know, Ralph, I would have to say Homer was pretty much okay with everything because he knew right off the bat that the Trubies were taking over. So when it came to the son, Odysseus's son,
Yeah.
we had a thought that Mike could play his own son for some stuff. And ultimately, we just didn't think that Mike's current age would allow him to really play that young. Am I right, Mike? Yeah, look at that. That's not a boyish face at all.
You know who I think we should ask if she was upset that Telemachus didn't make it to the series?
Uh-oh.
Don't
I
say
think we
Dr.
should
Shelby
bring in
Brown.
a surprise guest,
Who?
Dr. Shelby Brown,
Oh,
and let's
All right.
put that question to her.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hi,
Dr.
Shelby.
Brown.
You're all looking down, worrying if I'm going to be the nerd foil for Homer or get serious. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
It didn't bother me at all that you didn't have Telemachus there because no human could have possibly done all of the Odyssey in 5 episodes. And you did great, considering
Oh.
what you had to deal with. That's not to say you did great in all areas, but in that area,
You couldn't have just given it to us, Shelby.
I know.
You couldn't have just
No.
given it to us.
no, I couldn't.
Shelby was
That's
great about,
That's such a scholarly answer. There always has
Yes.
to be something.
Yeah, there's always a but. You've got to expect a but.
Shelby was great because she would email us a couple weeks before, you know, an episode, and she'd say, is the Skilla going to be in? Because the Skilla really needs to be in there. And just sort of a gentle way of saying you really should not mess this part of it up. So we appreciated the guidance. Thank you, Dr. Brown.
Yeah.
You were,
it was
you
awesome
were
to have
very, very kind in that you would politely respond to whatever nerd thing I said. You never said no. You went off and, you know, talked about it and thought no, but you didn't say no. And then you mostly incorporated something that made it make a little more sense. For example, I love the way you read about what the Skilla should look like when she was those terrifying finger puppets. That was really good.
And can I just say that was one of my favorite characters, one of the best props ever. The Skilla.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, those I was thinking about how could we do it. So there's about 7 different versions of that monster that I went through. And I ended up with that one because it was the easiest. There was a bunch of graphic stuff that I was doing that was just crazy. So I went to me and my wife went to Joann's, and she made, because those are like reptilian fabric gloves. She made gloves, and then but does anybody care that there was only 5 heads?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I
Anybody?
noticed that.
I
Anybody?
counted and then I gave up.
I screamed when I saw that. I thought it was so brilliant and so creative and so funny.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was fun. It
So
was fun,
brilliant.
but I was waiting. You know, so many people were talking about so many other things about the Odyssey, and I was like, I kept waiting for someone to go. There's only 5 heads.
Hey, here's a question for BK. BK, one of our viewers, one of our YouTube live viewers is asking, I've seen you in a few TV shows. Are any of the rest of the cast also doing anything we might see on TV or in the movies?
Currently it's a little dry. I mean, we could go back to the early 90s when I first showed up on Unsolved Mysteries.
I was on that show.
Uh-huh.
Did they
So-
solve it? Did it get solved?
Yes, I think it was solved thanks
Nice.
to my 4-second reenactment.
You did good job.
I then moved on to a show called Picket Fences. That was a long time ago, folks.
Oh my gosh.
Long time ago.
I remember that show.
Yes.
Gilmore Girls.
Now it's a wall.
Now, Picket Fences, you are so clever. We need to get him more involved in the Trubies, Matt. He's
You
so
see that?
funny.
Picket fences. I made it a wall.
I mean,
Boom.
that was
I'm
so
writing
good.
it down.
So I think she was saying, are we in anything right now that they can see, Ralph? Was that it?
I'm thinking they're wondering if everyone else works also as, a working actor doing TV or movies whenever they can.
I think whenever they can, most people here are definitely doing that.
Right.
I turn it
And-
down. Every time it comes around, I turn it down.
Yeah.
Because what
The
I've
guy behind
discovered,
The
What I
guy
discovered-
behind you, Rick, he's working all the time.
he's working all the time. This
He's behind.
this dancer guy, this dancer Hermes, it's pronounced Hermes. He works all the time. But what I discovered is that there's no money in TV and film. It's all in the theater. So
It's all exactly. We discovered
Yeah.
that as a whole.
Plus, Rick, no one will work with you
why?
because you're so demanding.
Well,
So demanding.
Well, yeah, but I think we're all union actors. We're all members of the Screen Actors Guild. We've all done film and television and commercials. And what was so interesting about this process is you walk onto a set and there's someone to do everything, right? All you have to do is show up and sit in the makeup chair and the hair chair, and then you go and do your lines. This process, we were the lighting designers and the prop design and costumers and the makeup artists and the wig artists and
That's
the
a great
DP.
segue, Suzanne, into this
You're
next
welcome.
question, which is, was this production as challenging as it appears, or even more
Yes.
than you had imagined?
More than you can imagine. I've never been so exhausted. Honestly, I was blown away at how exhausting this project was. Theater, way easier. TV, way easier. Like everything. This was really intense. Like I think we all were doing Odyssey 24/7 for months.
I
And
want
we're
to
still
hear from,
recovering.
I want to hear from Chloe about that too, because she was moving while this process was going on.
Yes.
It was definitely different because you're balancing not only whatever your shooting needs are, but whatever your real life needs are as well. And in the middle of filming this wonderful opportunity came up to move, and I had to jump on it. And so I did. So it was an interesting juggle, making more hats so that you could wear more hats. But I think in the end, like anything, right? It's all about moving through discomfort. You move through it and you get to the bliss on the other side. And I think that is seeing the finished project, seeing, what was created in the midst of whatever chaos we were all undergoing. It was just wonderful to see how it all ended up, and that we still love each other through it all.
There was a day where I was texting Chloe asking her when she was able to send her footage for episode 5. And she texted back, "The Spectrum internet guy is here right now trying to hook up my internet. So it'll be there as soon as I can get my broadband." And then it was like only a couple hours and she's like, "There it is." So
yeah.
Chloe blows me away. She's like the most consummate professional I've ever worked with. Like this woman is so talented and so professional. She did a show where she had an eyelash change, and I will never get over it. Not a word of complaint. I would have been such a diva about that. This girl, nothing can stop her. You're amazing, Chloe. Such an inspiration.
I appreciate
Aw.
it.
True.
So here's another question, guys.
Ralph, before
What-
you go
sorry.
to another question, I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw something in here before I leave you to your loving fans. I just wanted you to know that I was on a Zoom call recently with colleagues, and one of them has a young daughter, and she said that she'd never learned anything about the Odyssey before, and she was watching your episodes and had fallen in love with the Odyssey, was singing your songs, And in fact, you have influenced a young generation to go forth and care about the
Yay.
Odyssey. So
Mission
thank you for that.
accomplished.
Well, Dr. Brown, you
Mission
have to
accomplished.
tell her that she needs to read the real thing, or she still won't know what it's about.
Well, that's true. One has to hope that even in today's educational system, somebody will get her to do it. And also, all the viewers should go read one of the 2 latest versions by Emily Wilson or Peter Green and learn the real thing. But you guys did a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr.
Oh,
Brown.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Brown.
Mwah.
So here's another question for you guys. What was your favorite prop in the entire series, or most challenging prop to work with?
I liked.
Go ahead.
I liked
Yeah.
Oh, Michael, you're sailing.
Yeah. You see, we were talking about shooting this outdoors in a pool. Like Matt really wanted me to be outdoors for that shot, and we even made the date to go to Suzanne's mother's house and get in the pool and follow quarantine restrictions. And then I thought to myself, maybe there's a way to do this. And I did way more work than was necessary, which was set up a green screen in front of a green screen and stood behind the first green screen. And I made this boat prop and I sent it to them and they were like, yes. So
Yes.
Yeah.
100 times yes.
That became the most used prop in the show.
I
So
think the
good.
Smithsonian's going to want that. We should
Yeah.
send that out.
I think so. Somebody's gonna want it.
with all the costumes, Walker.
Yes. Can't wait to get those costumes back.
Any other
Oh,
prop
Lord.
stories?
My favorite, besides the hand, the glove that I made for the Skilla, there's a shot that's in the show, and it's you probably don't even notice it, but it required a chunk of cheese. So, but I didn't want to go out and buy a chunk of cheese. So I said, well, how do I make one? So I got some cardboard and fabricated this little triangle. Then I got online and I found some cheese patterns and I printed it and then I glued it to the box. And that became, I wish I still had it because it would go great with the cardboard crackers I made. But that was my favorite prop for sure.
On screen for half a second.
Half a second for the murder hornet. I don't know if you, but that's another thing that I took 3 days on, and it was literally something that was used for 30 seconds.
No, for 0.3 seconds.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
true artist at work.
I think
Pretty much.
I think just to like throw on the end of this, the fun thing was just the challenge of trying to repurpose basic household items for whatever we. Oh, hold on 1 second. I'm getting a call.
Yes.
Hey.
Winner.
Oh,
See,
she got
that's
the
a phone,
new
guys.
Banana 11.
She's making that into a
Banana 11,
phone.
you guys, it's so good. I'm scrolling.
Banana 11's awesome. The pictures on that banana are amazing.
No,
Here,
I'm
take
what?
a picture.
Don't. I'm on the video right now. Don't. You can't hold it. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. No, it's my turn. I want to be
Oh,
on
boy.
the video. You've got to have me too. You stay back there.
I was afraid.
Well, hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Oh,
hey,
no,
Sai.
Joker.
Hey, why
Polyphemus?
didn't you guys tell me that this was happening?
Well,
I forgot.
We didn't
I
see you.
forgot.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really awkward.
Dave, why didn't you let me know, Dave? I thought we were friendly.
So Matt, here's a question for the ogre.
Oh, good. The ogre.
Will the
Polyphemus.
Tubies-
The
will the
ogre. I don't
Tubies
see an
ever
ogre
return
here.
to
The
Orange
ogre.
County.
That's the Cyclops.
Oh, the Cyclops ogre.
Yeah.
Back.
So the question is, will the Trubies ever return to Orange County?
Heck
Wow.
yes.
If you got the
I think one of us is already there. Does Poway count?
no, that's south. That's San Diego.
He's
Uh,
back, Matt.
hold
David.
on,
And I'm
I'm
technically
watching
back in
Athena.
LA. I'm in LA, guys.
Oh,
I'm watching some
okay.
Athena on Athena
Ah.
action here.
There's Matt-a-kid.
Yes, we would love to go down to Orange County or anywhere we're able to go once quarantine is lifted and we can get back in front of our adoring fan.
Got it.
There.
The adoring fan
We have one
in
fan.
Orange County.
We have one. There's only one in Orange County because
There's
of the
just one.
social distance rules, so we can only entertain one at a time.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for a while.
So-
But yeah,
so
we can't wait to get back to Orange County. So whoever asked, yes, we're
So
coming.
the next question, guys, I'm just going to keep going because questions are coming in. Sorry. Have you done a version of the Odyssey in front of a live audience before? Also wondering if you sort of sketched it all out before all 5 episodes or wrote it throughout the 5-week process.
Did it look like it was just thrown together?
Ooh.
Because yeah, we
Yes.
sort of just.
That's what we were going for, right?
The answer is yes. We were commissioned by the Getty Villa to do a version of the Odyssey outside in their gardens. I think that was 2 years ago.
2018, that's right.
2018. It was like a 20-minute, 15-minute version. From there, Casa Romantica and San Clemente heard about it, and they wanted a piece. So we fleshed it out and made it a longer, bigger show, added more songs. And then we did it again for our children's division, the Funky Punks. We did like a kids version in MacArthur Park for the Miles Playhouse. So yeah,
Great.
but this was completely new. I mean, Matt had to rewrite the whole thing. I mean, it completely redone for.
We did have an outline, Ralph. We did write a 5-episode outline. We also included the teaser in that because we wanted to create a teaser to start learning how to use the editing tools and all that.
Sure.
We outlined the 5 episodes and then we sort of wrote as we went and developed things as we went. Rick and I alternated. Everyone you see here on the screen collaborated, added their own songs and lines and lyrics and improvisation to the takes that they did. So like Beth was saying, like BK was saying earlier, yeah, we didn't necessarily rehearse, but the golden part of it was that the editors were surprised when they had to sit through hours and hours of footage. And that was just BK's takes alone. BK sent, you know, that shot at the end of Indiana Jones when they're in the warehouse and there's all those boxes. That's the amount of footage that Beth sent by herself. We're still going through it, Ralph. We've got another episode just of Athena and Circe we could put out.
Well, we could always use another episode of just your bloopers. That would be.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to
So
work
here's
on
a
that.
final question, guys. We need to start wrapping this up. This is from someone who is studying improv, has the question. Any tips or lessons learned you'd have to offer to people on how to do theater or improv remotely? I'm in a college improv group and we've been trying to figure it out. It's tough. That's the question.
That's a good one for Dave. Improv clown guy.
First, find a job or apply for unemployment. Check one. The second thing is it is definitely tough, but I think this here is evidence that it can be done. So I think it's just important to, as much as we're all kind of having pretty difficult lives, still observe everything around you and collect the world around you, no matter how bad it seems, and process it. And sooner or later, you'll find something and something will snap and it'll work, hopefully. And, talk with your friends and see what happens. The best thing to do is to have that support. So I'm lucky that the Trubies are such a supportive group. We can get something going, and we work hard to do that. So it sounds like you already have a group of people that are willing to do that with you. So you're already halfway there. But yeah, just keep working at it. And no matter what, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be fun sometimes. But when you start to have fun, you'll realize you're doing something right. So start collecting when every time you see stuff around you happen, and it'll come to you. Or you could just
Great answer. Great way to, let me just say on behalf of the Getty to this amazingly talented, gifted cast of characters that we are so grateful to you all for bringing us a little bit of sunlight and laughter in these times. And just so grateful for the amazing work that you have pulled off during the course of, we actually started talking about this back in March. So to have it see it come full circle into fruition and with all the wonderful artistry that you guys brought to it. I just can't thank you enough. And let me remind our YouTube audience that look out for us next year, hopefully, once there's a vaccine, in the outdoor classical theater at the Getty Villa, where we'll be hosting for our summer show, the Trubies in their version of Liza Strata. That's Liza with a Z. Yes, the music of Liza Minnelli. So thank you all for joining us. We appreciate your viewership. If you haven't seen all the episodes, even if you have, go back and see them again, because they're such golden little nuggets in every episode that you, I'm sure, missed the first time you saw it. So thank you, Trubies. We love you and can't wait to give you all a big, warm human hug.
Make sure
Thank you,
follow
Ralph.
us on social media. Follow us on Instagram at the Trubies, Troubadour Theater Company on Facebook. That's what you'll see. We're going to be still releasing more videos, behind the scenes, bloopers,